Hello and welcome to the Property Talk. Edwin Basiime is my name, and our core business here is to make sense of the real estate industry. Just to remind you, we're celebrating 8 years of the Property Show, and it's an amazing experience. We are excited about it, and definitely the 1st of November will see us host the first ever National Property Awards, where we shall celebrate the excellency of the real estate industry in Uganda. Now, our conversation on affordable housing continues, and joining me on the set is none other than Charity, who is actually an amazing, I would say, add the word amazing, affordable housing consultant, and of course working with Universal, but also has had amazing experience with different projects in the country. It's nice having you on the show today, Charity.
Nice meeting you, Edwin. I'm glad to be here.
Pleasure. So, first question would be, what has been your general feel in terms of how COVID has affected the industry?
General COVID, yes, it's true. It has affected the industry in one or another, especially if you consider the first 3 months when we had locked down completely. It affected our project, our housing sector. People are not able to move, to view, and with properties, people must see exactly what is on the ground. However, we thank God that after 3 months, we're able to ease the lockdown. And after that, you can't believe people are really buying housing.
Oh, great.
And it really created also an opportunity for them to have ample time. Before, some people would call, they want to view, but they would be busy. But during that time, we had quite a number of people that were able to move and visit quite a number of projects.
Incredible. Now, we've been having a conversation on affordable housing, of course, versus low-cost housing. Low-cost housing is a discussion for another day. By the way, speaking of which, do you think low-cost housing is achievable in Uganda? And who, because in other countries we've seen governments take that up because it's not very commercially viable. That's why many developers won't get into it. Where do you think the solution is before we get to universal and affordable housing?
Should be us to focus on the society that really suits the low-cost houses. Those that are really, especially those that are doing, say, hand-to-mouth income.
Yes.
And the best to approach it is to engage with them, understand what is their need, come to know if that person maybe has a plot of land, and come up with a well-structured cost to finish his or her house, and also advise technically how best he can achieve it without being strained. The opportunity is there, it's a great market, and we are continuously having some stakeholders who are into it, and I believe we shall be able to achieve.
Okay, now we cross over to affordable housing. What would be your fair definition of affordable housing? What is affordable housing?
To be realistic, affordable housing is simply referring to a structure, a house that is affordable to those that can at least have a medium income and they are able to buy a certain house or an apartment.
So let's talk numbers. From your perspective, affordability,
yes.
What numbers are we looking at? If I say, for instance, right now, affordable housing, I'm looking at between 50 million or 90 million and 100 or 200. Okay, where would you be looking at?
Really, considering the population that can afford what we define as affordable housing, we look at a reasonable person that earning an amount of around at least average income of about 3 million, from 1 to 3 million. Because in that person can be able to have little money to put aside, to put on an apartment or on a house, and also some little money to leverage on, support his or her.
So what would you feel makes Universal an affordable housing developing entity in Uganda effectively?
With Universal, I could say it's so unique. It's the first leading company that came into affordable housing. We give it credit for that because it first realized the shortage of housing we had in Uganda and came on massively. And from the time it started, which is now coming to 5 years, we really appreciate that they have really tried to bridge the gap of the deficit that we had in Uganda. And the uniqueness with Universal is the location, the variety of profiles that we have, ranging from 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom to 3 bedroom, and also the kind of design we do that suits at least the middle income earners that really lack housing.
Now, you've introduced the concept as well, and if you're following us on this conversation, please follow us as well on our social media pages or the hotline. You've introduced the idea of condominium because the way to go now is high-rise structures.
Exactly.
But to a layperson watching, who is this condominium? How does this condominium function? The question somebody is watching might be asking, what kind of title do I get? If I buy a house on level 2, level 3, how secure am I with this property? So those are some of the questions at times in people's minds. How would you address those?
In simple terms, condominium, it is just structures that come up with multiple units in a community that is organized, that shares the social amenities, the facilities within those structures. So in that, when we refer to condominium, we develop titles for entire projects so that each unit has a title, and these titles are private Milo titles.
Wow,
It means you own for life. So to our customers, our viewers, you shouldn't get worried if you're in the diaspora. Even when you book a unit with us, we just give you a photocopy of the title. By the time we launch a project, we've already complied with all the procedures of government. We have the titles ready, which guarantees security to our clients. And also to appreciate that actually I'm buying unit XYZ and plot number this way, because that's an instrument that guarantees security and the equity really of your property.
So do you accept payment in installments?
Yes, we do, and that's what has been our uniqueness. As we launch the project like today, we start offering to clients, which gives them an opportunity to book the right unit they want, the right level they prefer, and immediately start paying slowly by slowly as we build. So by the time we complete the project, you find most people have already completed their payments, which has also given our market and our good clients to pay with ease, without any interest, so that we are creating, we help them to not to waste their money. Because if you book your apartment today, along the way we all get into other expenses, but when you've booked an apartment and we are giving you 18 months to 24 months period as a payment plan, it's perfectly okay. You don't even need to think of borrowing. And that's the reason we came into affordable housing sector. In the majority of our clients in that category of a population that is the middle income earners category, they don't, most cases when you go into borrowing, you find they are strained. So instead of wasting that interest rate, we give you an opportunity to put it on your unit.
All right, finally, where do you see the future of real estate in Uganda? Where do you think we are headed to?
I think the future is still bright. We still have a very big deficit in the housing. I just want to urge our developers to focus greatly on addressing the shortage we still have on the market. We have different categories, profiles. Clients have they are looking at different tastes and preferences, but majorly affordable housing is the way to go. We need to first address that gap.
Thank you, Charity. And we continue to congratulate you for championing a cause on affordable housing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of this conversation. Just remind you that the National Property Awards are on the corner in November, and as well excited about celebrating 8 years of the Property Show.